Hi, thanks for watching a new video blog. Today from Tallinn, Estonia. Behind me is the old city center, and this happens to be a lovely square for a video. Hence the beautiful, lovely tree. It's February here, and they have this beautiful decoration still out. That's what I like. So today I wanted to talk about why the only people that will survive and will populate the earth in the future, let's say 2150, the only people that still live on earth are the hunter-gatherers. They are the only ones. All the other, whatever civilization has collapsed. It's not because of war, it's not because of pollution, it's not because of whatever. It is because hunter and gatherers are the only ones that still procreate, that will procreate enough. Because you may have seen that the birth rates are declining, not only in the West, not only in Japan, not only in America, but now also starting to decline on all continents. In every place where there is civilization, the birth rates are dropping dramatically. There's only a few places on earth, a few countries in Africa, a few countries in Asia, that still have birth rates that are high enough to let the population grow. The majority of countries now have replacement or below numbers. So that means that every generation they will cut in half. And maybe even faster than that. And eventually all these societies, all these civilizations will just disappear because there are no people to carry it on anymore. They just disappear because there are no babies born. There are no new human beings. So all these countries, even though they are with large populations, they will eventually disappear. Because there's no guarantee that any of these countries have a birth rate that stabilizes at this point. For example, even if it's below replacement level, like 1.3, I think that here in Estonia that is the birth rate, but it will decline even lower than that. There's countries, I think like Korea, they are already at 1.1 or maybe even lower. It's possible that the whole country altogether will stop having children, and then the birth rates will maybe drop to 0.1. And then you're really in trouble, because then it means that there are just not any babies born. And this will happen. I guarantee you, this will happen. It's not like birth rates are declining. That's just the start of it. It means that eventually the birth rates continue to drop, because it's a trend. And that's the trend of civilization. It's always been like this. Civilization stops the building of families. That's why Roman Empire also collapsed. Just the birth rates were too low. Then it's just over. And in the future, the only people that will survive are, of course, the hunter-gatherer people. The people that realize in a few years from now, realize that, look, this is not going to work. We don't want this. We want to survive. We want to live. We want our children to live. We want also their children to live. We just want to continue life. And the only solution is to move away from civilization as far as possible. So it means living in nature, self-sustaining, like a hunter-gatherer. Building your own hut from trees, drinking the water from the river or the rain, hunting animals, living off that. That's it. These are the only people that will survive. They will survive because if you start to live naturally and not civilized, for example, you will not use birth control. Protection means that you will have more children. But moreover, if you live naturally, you just feel happy. There's no stress. There's no worries about, oh, can I continue to live in my house? Am I able to keep this job? All these things, all these insecurities that you have in civilization, they are not their nature. Life is obvious in nature. And for that reason, people start to feel happy again. And they want to have big families because children are a joy. It's a joy to have a big family because every child is, in the end, a result of two people loving each other so much that they want to procreate. Because that's what you do when you love someone. When I love a girl and I want to be with her, the next thing I think is I want to have children with her. Only one? No, more. Because every child is a sign of love. You can maybe say it's a confirmation of that love. So hunter-gatherers, they are also not distracted by other things. Like I say, stress from working, but also no phones, no television. What will they do? When they are bored, they think, hey, let's cuddle. Let's sit together and make love. That's what they are going to do. And the only people that continue to do that are, of course, hunter-gatherers. Because you see now in the most civilized places, for example, Japan, men aren't even interested in meeting girls anymore. Why? Because they're so distracted by other things. Their phones, their games, their online digital stuff. That's what they are concerned about. Not anymore about girls, they are afraid of them. They don't know how to behave around them. And in the meanwhile, the girls in Japan are concerned about fashion, the way they look, and online representation, of course, all these kinds of things. Totally messes up, and this will getting worse and worse and worse. Because one thing that you can guarantee is, will the world become more digital or less? And I mean the world's civilization. Well, of course, it will continue. It will get worse. Every time, every year, people will be more on their phones, more doing things digitally, less in nature, less being interested in social connections with humans. So this will continue. And these guys in Japan, they don't even think about starting a family. It's not even coming in their mind. Why not? They're so far removed from nature because of civilization. Their phones, their toys, their things, their work. That's just something like, wow, why are you talking about? That's outdated. That's crazy. That's from the past. Nobody wants that anymore. Same goes for the girls. They don't want to be with a man because a man wants to decide things and I want to be free. I want to be, hey, do my things, get all the attention that I want. I get attention online. Why even bother by finding one man that gives me attention? I can get thousands and thousands every day, every minute. I can get likes and views and people will adore me. That's what you see in Japan. And this, of course, is spreading because, like I say, they're one of the most civilized countries. And we see this now also happening in other countries. Birth rates declining. And this will continue. I have no hope in that it will return. There are people who say, oh, maybe if we give families money. It's not about money. It's not about money. It's civilization in itself. This happens when you build a civilization. People will feel removed from nature, and families seem like something they don't even know. They cannot even comprehend because the whole day they're living digitally on their phone, doing things there. So it's not even attractive to them. And that is why by 2150 there's basically no more population left. And only the people that decided to live as a hunter-gatherer or nomadic or self-sustaining off-grid, living off cattle with animals, they are the ones that will survive. They get their dopamine from catching an animal, eating it, being with your family around the fire, enjoying life, feeling the warmth of the real fire. Not artificial lights. Not the warmth from your phone, like the attention you get from your phone. It's all fake, it's digital. Cannot live on that. And lastly, why I think that only the hunter-gatherers will survive is of course nutrition. Because they are the only ones that eat natural foods. They will hunt an animal, they will eat some fruit, maybe some honey now and then. And they will survive because that is real food. They won't get sick, they will develop properly. And all the other people living in civilization eating more and more processed foods, more grains, more plants. Yeah, they will get more sick, they die earlier. They will not thrive. And also, of course, the whole need to procreate is also lower when you don't have proper nutrition. So yeah, 2150, the only people still alive will be the hunter-gatherers, because they are the only ones that are natural enough to have large families. And civilized people will be just disappearing because birth rates increasingly will go lower. From 2.1 replacement levels to 1.3, where the population gets cut in half, to even lower, where the population gets every generation cut in, how do you say that? Like 75% will disappear, and then even faster when almost nobody will have children anymore, and the children that will be born will be very sick, maybe not even reach an age where they can have a family. It's very sad, but it's just what I think is going to happen. So if you want to be at the surviving part of history, then of course I can say that becoming a hunter-gatherer is of course the best, the optimal way that you can live. And I am starting to transform into that. Now I'm in the city and you see here drunken people, you know, putting disgusting poison in their body, thinking that they are happy. But even now, people get disgusting poison online. Their attention goes online. It's totally horrible.
Hello, YouTube.
Totally bad. Do you want to be part of the surviving part of history or not? I leave it up to you. And I say from Tallinn, Estonia, thank you for watching. See you next time.